Hello and welcome to Tom's Gaming World. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I felt with the time I've got at the moment, it would be a disservice not to do an episode of Tom's Gaming World. Now, am I prepared to do an episode of this? No, not really. It's the answer to that question. But I will do my best to chat a little bit about what I've been playing recently and what I've been picking up. And we're going to start with a controller. Now, we're not going to go in depth to this one like we have done in previous videos, but this is a wireless original Xbox controller from Logic 3. I forget exactly what this one's called, but on the back it just says 2.4 GHz RF wireless gamepad. Now, what I found with RF controllers, such as this one as well, for the PlayStation, that we've got a video on the channel, is that they work very well. Of course, if you block the receiver, you're going to get an issue. But in my experience, that hasn't been a problem, and I experience no lag with these RF controllers. This one's pretty bulky. Once you've got the batteries in, which is 4 batteries in this big boy, then yeah, there is some weight to it. I won't say it's perfect. I won't say it's ergonomic as the proper Xbox controller, but it's alright in the hand. It's not too bad. It's certainly very usable. I like the way the buttons have got indented letters on them. You've got your back and your start buttons from the original Xbox controller, and your black and your white buttons. There were so many buttons on that controller, and this one also you've got macro and turbo buttons on. You've got something to turn it on and off and something to switch a vibration on as well. I assume they've left that as an option because the vibration probably will use up the batteries faster. The D-pad is actually pretty nice, and sticks are good. It does feel like a quality item. I know you can feel the spring in the right trigger a lot on this, not so much in the left trigger. But yeah, it's fine. You do find perhaps that these triggers aren't perfect. In terms of how they feel to use it, they work fine, but I don't know, in their placement, the height's fine. I don't know, there's something feels off about them. Anyway, it's not bad by any means. It actually does the job very well. And what's interesting is the adapter or the receiver. I'll show you that now. Here it is. This is the receiver for the wireless Xbox controller from Logic 3. You've got space for 2 memory cards in there. Yeah, and it's a big old thing that you can pop there. I can still control it from my sofa quite comfortably. So yeah, works as well as you would expect. So yeah, the receiver's a big old thing, and you've definitely got to have room and the space in your setup to be able to use that. So that's one of my new controllers I've been using lately. Another controller would be this thing. This is from, I can't pronounce this, Ishniko. Maybe I did pronounce this fine, but this is a wireless controller that works with the Switch, and it works with PC and Mac. I assume it works with Android devices and such. Bluetooth controller. Oh, nearly dropped the thing then. So it's actually the step up from most, I think, third-party controllers. It's actually very comfortable to hold. Triggers are in a nice place. The button kind of is not flat here. The buttons kind of wrap around the shape of the controller a little bit, which I think it'd be better if they were flatter, but they don't. That doesn't really cause much of an issue. D-pad interchangeable is another option for the D-pad, which will turn into something a lot like this D-pad on the Xbox controller. This feels a bit stiff and not very nice to use, and cheap really, so that's not great. But the analog sticks themselves are very comfortable. They feel good to use. You've got all the appropriate buttons you need there. I think it's got a turbo as well, but I don't tend to use that kind of thing. And there's your shoulder buttons. So this was very cheap off Amazon. They were doing some sort of deal, and I've been previously using this with an adapter in the Switch to use the PlayStation 4 controller as a controller for the Switch. But yes, it started not connecting all the time, and the faffing around trying to reconnect it kind of drove me towards getting something that just I knew would work. And there's no loss having another PS4 controller, because now I have 4 PS4 controllers, so if I'm ever able to invite people over again, then we can have some 4-player PS4 games. While we're at it, we might as well talk about the third controller that I haven't covered in my little series of controller reviews. This guy. So this is made by Parry. This is a GameCube controller for the Wii. It's very good. It just feels like a cheaper version of the official controller. It feels more hollow than the official controller. Feels maybe a bit lighter than the official GameCube controller. Every bit of it feels slightly cheaper, but at the same time it works exactly the same, and everything looks the same. I won't say feels the same, but you've got 2 Z buttons here, and of course control buttons, and everything feels really nice. I've been using this a lot to play Need for Speed Undercover on the Wii, which is a great game. Should you be able to play Need for Speed Undercover on the Wii, it's well worth trying. Now, I haven't played the Xbox 360 or PS3 versions of Need for Speed Undercover, but I can totally tell you that the Wii version is really great, and there's not much quite like it on the Wii. If you want an open world driving game, then I think that is probably your best option. If you know of any others, do let me know. Okay, so there's a new TV in here. I did have a CRT with a VHS player, but that's now in the bedroom. Apologies for closing the curtains if it's a little dark, but it's very sunny in here, and I don't think we'll be able to film anything very well with so much sun blaring through. Hate to shut out the lovely day, but yeah, there's not much I can do about that at the minute. So yes, here's a new addition. It is a Dreamcast, and I've had to make a little space for it in this cupboard. This cupboard used to contain a lot of different types of game formats, but now I think, yeah, this top shelf is just PS4 games, and down here there's a few more PS4 games. There's some import PS1, some Vita, 3DS, Mega Drive, and yeah, Super Nintendo, some of them import controllers. But yeah, what we really want to just look at for a second is this. This is a Dreamcast that I bought off eBay. It came with both a VMU and a Rumble Pack, or Vibration Pack. That is a third-party Mad Catz one, I think. It's in very good nick. Very pleased with it. It's also got the ability to play any game. So you can see that this is a PAL Dreamcast, but if I was to turn it on now, first of all you'll probably notice that the light's blue. I can't remember the Dreamcast opening being like this. Did they change it later on, or is that just unique to the firmware that's running on this Dreamcast? Which enables it to play Japanese games like one we have here. This is Soul Calibur. This should load straight out now. Remember, we haven't done any boot discs or anything to start this up, but we can start up Soul Calibur, the Japanese version, which you can see on the screen there. And of course you've got a little VMU graphic, which is very cool. But yeah, works very well. Very happy with that. Okay, so what do we have elsewhere? What else have I been picking up and playing lately? You may be wondering. Well, considering I've got this Dreamcast here now, and I don't actually have any of my Dreamcast games here at the moment, I picked up a couple of Dreamcast games. One I've been after for quite some time. That's Heavy Metal Geomatrix, which is an arcade-style one-on-one fighter in a 3D arena. I think it reminds me most of Power Stone, but from a third-person behind-the-shoulder type perspective. This is developed by Capcom. Of course, can't go wrong with a bit of Capcom, usually. And it's a lot of fun. I think it's a must-have if you're a Dreamcast fan who enjoys arcade-style action games. That is a really great game. So is Snow Surfers. This was a game I used to play in a demo disc for my Dreamcast back when I first got it, and yeah, it actually gets tougher after the first stage. Initially, it's just going through the course, hitting all the checkpoints, and if you want to do some tricks, then you can do some tricks and score some extra points. In the second stage, you need to get a certain high score and finish the course getting through all the checkpoints, and it gets pretty hard. That second course has been causing me a bit of trouble so far, but you know, I like a challenge, so been working on that a little bit. I did get a copy of V-Rally 2, but sadly it didn't work. Bought it off eBay. The seller very kindly understood the situation at the moment and didn't require me to return this. Obviously it's faulty, so it will not play. So that's a shame. So I ordered another copy for exactly the same price off a different seller, and hopefully I'll get that sometime. I don't know, everything's takes a little bit longer now, which is totally understandable. So we'll get that when we get it. So another thing that I've been playing is Rally Sport Challenge 2 on and off. This was mostly to try out that Xbox wireless controller, which, you know, I find functioned fine with this one. It's a classic rally game, Xbox exclusive. I would recommend this very much so. So would this Xbox magazine that gives it 9 out of 10. I pulled out something to play, haven't played it yet, that's Spike Out. Reckless is also a game I haven't tried yet, so I just pulled them out to play. Not recent pickups by any means. This is slightly more recent. This is Van Helsing. Plays a lot like Devil May Cry without the puzzly aspects of the game. Thus far anyway. Got the first proper boss in the game, and yeah, he's pretty difficult, so after several attempts doing that, and I'm not giving up easily on these games, I'm really trying to put in the time to get good at them, but like Snow Surfers, it gets tough pretty early on, and it's one that's going to require a little bit of perseverance with to get anywhere. And elsewhere, digital games that I've been playing recently would be Gran Turismo Sport on the PS4, a bit of Forza Horizon 4. I'm trying to say Forza as opposed to Forza, as I have worked that is how you say it. But yeah, I've been enjoying a lot of racing games lately. I've been in the mood for them. I have to say Gran Turismo Sport is an amazing driving simulator, and there's a lot of stuff to keep you going in that game. I think it's certainly something that's been built upon since it came out with quite regular updates, and there's a lot of content on there to enjoy. And if you're familiar with the Gran Turismo series, you know the kind of quality product to expect. It's been out forever, but I picked it up recently because it had gone down to £10 digitally, so that's great. Another digital game we're playing a lot would be Sims 4. You can check out the channel to see my 6-day run of streaming Sims 4. I brought it to a close recently, as I felt that we'd reached a milestone in the journey of our sim. What was his name? Dippy Jenkins? That's it. Nearly forgetting him already. I think I will go back to that game and play a little bit more of it, and perhaps we will do a series 2. Let me know if you'd like to see more of Tom Plays Sims. Now I've been thinking about getting into something a little bit more meaty lately, so I've been thinking about starting to play Death Stranding again, or Shenmue 3, maybe a combination of both. So that's on the horizon, I would say. Not the Forza horizon, just the horizon of what I'll be playing soon. But yeah, in this strange time we're living in at the minute, I haven't been playing too many more games than I would normally, in all honesty. I have dipped into a couple of DS games like Sonic Rush Adventure. I played a little bit of that. Have I been using the Switch very much? Not particularly, not lately. I didn't get Animal Crossing. I'm not an Animal Crossing fan, as if you listen to the podcast, which is now back as well, you'll probably know. Not that I hate the game at all, it's just not something that I really enjoy playing. Well, I didn't enjoy the GameCube one, so I don't think it's changed enough to convince me that I really want to try the Switch one. Pokemon has got expansion packs coming out. I don't know, I kind of drifted off Pokemon. I played all through Sword and Shield. However, I thought it was maybe a little bit disappointing. And I think I'm in the minority there. For me, the story kind of just fell a bit flat. I didn't feel very involved in the story particularly. I love the visuals, I love the Pokemon designs in it, I love the world building in it, you know, all the different cities and different places you get to visit. I don't know, just something about it didn't quite click with me, and I have not wanted to go back to it since completing Elite Four on that game. Strange, I have these feelings with Pokemon every now and again. I'll enjoy it and play all the recent versions, and then there'll one that'll come out and I'll just go like, you know, I don't know if I'm done with Pokemon now or not. Anyway, I realise I'm starting to ramble, but I hope you've enjoyed this little look into my gaming world at present. We will work to get these episodes a bit more regularly and maybe a bit more interesting than this one. Let me know what you think of this episode and what you might like me to improve on next time, but I'm just trying to get the ball rolling with these and just getting back on top of doing them regularly again, because as I said in my update, since I moved, I hadn't quite had the right setup to do these, because I want to show gameplay footage as well, so we're still working on that, and you might see some in this video, you might not, it depends. I have an idea of how I can make it work, so we shall endeavour to increase the production values of these episodes and the entertainment value, hopefully. Okay, now I really have rambled enough. Thanks very much for watching, and until I see you next time for another video, it's goodbye and game on.